All right. I just got in. I had a shovel around my car to get my car out of the driveway or out of the parking lot. And I knew I shouldn't have went out there and did it. Someone seen me and asked me to move their car. That's how it always goes. So, but hey, Delphi, it's time to bring in Mikey, question him, and find out what's going on. Does he fit the description of bridge guy? Yes. So bring him in. Question them on it. Find out what the heck is going on down there in Delphi. I would. If I was them, I would question them, bring them in. They do fit the description, the facial features. Like I said, folks, this is bigger than what they thought. A lot of people involved, setups, staging. You know, I'm drinking my coffee. It ain't too cold out. The sun is shining. It is a beautiful day, even though it's cold and snow on the ground. But yeah, like I said, uh, there's a lot of people that fit the descriptions. Now, a lot of people are asking questions. Well, why didn't they find the bodies when they were out there first? Why didn't they find the phone? Why didn't they when the phone powered up and was tracked, pinging off all kinds of towers? Um, was that the killer that went back because they didn't find them? I always had in the back of my mind that maybe there was people out there helping look that were actually part of it, and maybe stumbled upon the phone and the bodies. Like I said, we don't know if the phone was with the bodies when the murder occurred, or the girls dropped the phone somewhere along the way between the bridge and there, or if the girls were abducted, meaning they were taken from there and then dumped there. And that's why they didn't find the bodies. And that's why the phone was pinging off other towers and everything around town. It would make sense. Either they were editing the film or they were adding stuff to it. Maybe, it's possible. But I would bring them in too. He fits the description and even has same facial uh, figure and everything. So I would bring him in and question him on it. Like I said, I think this was a game to these kids and people down there to play with the authorities' minds. You know, that's what I'm thinking. It turned into a big thing for YouTube money, whatever it may be. Like I said, they have some of the people already in prison that were involved in it, and they're looking for more because there was more people involved than just one guy. You know, and the police left clues in the press release. There was no reason for a sheriff to say you might be in this room with us. Well, that was a clue. We might have already talked to you, or you might have already talked to us, or we might have already interviewed you, or you might have already interviewed us or talked to one of our investigators or whatever. That was a clue. It was all a clue. And some of these people made bad choices. And I think we're going to find that all these people are connected, and we should be thinking that way. You know, they're interested on who was the cause of all this. You know, you might not have done the killings, but they were the cause of it. You know, so that tells me, oh well, they're more interested in who was the cause of it than who actually was involved in the murders. Now, some people are saying there was no murders. The girls were trafficked, kidnapped, and they created all this, you know, because the simple fact is the police waited so long to release any evidence that there was even a crime committed there. So it could have been, like they're saying, a scam, meaning they created this giant thing. Uh, why? For money, fame, movie, for a movie deal, probably, or something. But until the police come out with hard proof, and I mean photos and all the video and the recording, that there was actually a murder that occurred and not some of these kids playing a game trying to, well, scam people out of money or whatever. So a lot of people are saying it never happened. Either it never happened or they created it or the girls were kidnapped or whatever and might be a hostage somewhere or something or sex trafficked and they never died or whatever. And I don't blame these people for thinking that. When they haven't released any of Two Brutal Murders, it was gory. It was we never seen anything. We got police going to psychiatric people to get help. Well, maybe because they were caught and involved in this mess. You know, we don't know. We're just civilians, law-abiding civilians. We don't go out and kill kids. You couldn't pay me enough to go out and kill a kid. So that's what I'm thinking. So I would bring them boys in, all of them. You know, like I said, they already have some of these guys locked up that were involved in the ring, the pedophile, the drugs, the gangs, clubs. Not like I said, whose voice matches the recording? Well, there's a couple people that voices match the recording, but we don't know if that recording was edited. Meaning somebody got in that phone and edited the footage or whatever, or that footage that was on Libby's phone or Abby's phone, whoever's phone it was, could have been sent to somebody else. They edited it and then sent it back. And when the police found the phone or whatever it was what they wanted police to think. So this was pretty good. I want to thank God for another day. And these idiots. Yeah, you can't. No, they want to take. They want to go after the people that they only want to lock up certain people, and you can't. This was a big ring. You got to lock them all up. These people should not be on the streets when they're scamming, killing, raping, doing whatever. And they created this whole mess. Social media, YouTube, and these channels and some of these YouTubers created a diversion to throw us way off and the authorities. And they don't realize that they can get charged for that. They really can. Hey guys, if you can out there, there's a YouTuber that is a crime YouTuber having some trouble out there in Georgia. I believe he's in Tifton or Augustus. He needs to get home. He's about 4 or 5 hours away from home, but he has some stuff he got shim-shammed by some people or something. He moved his family and everything out, and it fell through the work or whatever. So if you guys can give, I think his name is the Real Griff or the Griff Investigation, I think his channel is. If somebody can help him out down there, maybe a trucker that is in that area can pick him up and drop him off in his home. He's got a family, dog, and some articles of clothing, stuff like that. But if somebody's out there that can give Griff a helping hand, we'd appreciate it. You know, I kind of felt sorry. He was on last night. I watched his channel and everything. You know, I wish I can help some of these people, but I ain't ever putting my credit card in a YouTube thing again, or whatever it is, or on the internet or whatever, after what happened last time to me. So, yeah, if there's some good people down there watching this video, if you can help out the Real Griff, get him home, and his family home or whatever, to his home in Georgia, we'd appreciate it. You know, I can't help with money, but I can send prayers. Lord, send a trucker with a truck or a U-Haul and get him home. I think he's only 4 or 5 hours away from home. But what are we back to? Oh, Delphi. You might as well bring Mikey in and the rest of them and start questioning them. You know, another clue was the guy might appear older than he really is. Well, it's possible he had gray hair. But, you know, there's a lot of people that are younger, but they have gray hair at a young age. So, you know, we don't know. Could be something like that. You know, it could have been the devil. You know, there's a lot of people saying it's like the face changes in the video or whatever. You know, maybe a shapeshifter or whatever. We don't know. But if somebody can help old Griff out down there in Georgia, we'd appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not trying to pry into his life, but sounded like he needed help and he was in real bad shape. Very upset, angry. I would be too if somebody said, "Hey, we'll give you a job." You showed up out there and there was nothing. You moved your family and dog and everything, and yeah, I'd be upset too. But he'll get home. He'll be all right. He'll make it. That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. I remember that movie. That was a good one. That was with Dennis Quaid and that little beautiful woman. What was her name? Christy. I forget her name. But yeah, start bringing them guys in, questioning them all. He does fit the description of one of the sketches, and he does sound similar to one of the people. But like I said, we don't know if the video we're watching, where it came from, who got their hands on it first, and what has been done to the video of Delphi Bridge Guy and the recordings. We don't know. We're only hearing 39 seconds or 49 seconds of the 49 minutes or 39 minutes of video. So And you can't get, they said the murders happened within that time period. Well, if it happened in 49 seconds, this guy had to be the best of the best of the best to get from the top of the bridge all the way where the girls were found behind the cemetery. And they weren't even on Ron Logan's property. Ron Logan's property stops before the cemetery. There's a line drawn right down it. The girls were found on the other side of that, from what they're saying, right behind the cemetery. So that wasn't even Ron Logan's property. And they turned it into some people wanted Ron Logan's property. Well, I'm sure Ron Logan had family members that if anything happened to Ron Logan or died or whatever, that he probably had a will, that he probably left stuff too. And, you know, these people just can't slaughter somebody and say, I own the property. So, in order to do something like that, they would have had to bought off Ron Logan's family member, somebody that the property was willed to or deed to or whatever, if anything happened to Ron Logan. So they would have had to have it all planned where they get rid of Ron Logan, and then whoever got the property or whatever had a deal already cut to buy the property. But I don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. You know, is it possible? Yes. But do I see it happening? No. No. So what are we going to do about that? I don't know. All you could do is bring all these guys in that fit the description or the POI. You know, they don't even know if the information that the witnesses gave them was real. It could have been they were there to cover up. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. So I bring him in, question him. He does look like Bridge Guy. That's all I can say. That's all I can do. Now, I know a lot of people are running into a lot of trouble that are investigating these cases. People are getting blackballed within the YouTube crime community and everything. I understand that. A lot of people are getting pissed and blackballing people, reporting them, whatever, you know, putting strikes on their channels for no reason or whatever. You know, I don't know. You know, people are saying Greeno's in prison. We don't know that. So the police come out and release a statement saying, you know, Anthony Greeno is in prison and on charges for this, and this. We don't know that. We can only hope that he's getting his life started over. You know, that's all we can hope. You know, like I said, my heart bleeds for him. He lost his mother. But, you know, you don't get wrapped up with the wrong dudes. You know, they're tracking all these dudes everywhere. And the reason they're doing it is because these guys made videos that it was the syndicate, the mafia. It was bikers. There was a biker thing going on down there. You know, it was the Mexican cartel and all this. You know, I didn't make them videos. I didn't make them people make them videos and talk about that. Like Sean Harmon and stuff. It's the cartel. It's the syndicate. It's the Masons. You know, these guys did it to themselves. No one else. They attacked us. Literally called us on the phones, attacked our videos. You know, so and there's another one. I hope he gets his life straightened up, Sean Harmon. But I think these guys are they're in way too deep. That's what I'm thinking. You know, that's what I'm thinking. And we're on the lookout, and we got security and everything because these guys were connected with gangs, clubs, meth rings, heroin rings. So everybody's going on. High alert. You know, we know how the system runs. They get inside, they call a hit on people through the gangs and stuff. We ain't as dumb as these people think. We're dumb, but not that dumb. So it's pretty much that's how it's going. It's a big gang. They're probably connected within the prisons, on the streets, whatever it may be. But we're all on high alert. We're definitely all on high alert around here. And we have to be. And you know something's up when the authorities tell you, you can't do this, you can't do that, or something's up. Or you got certain people that are saying you can't do this, you can't do that. So that means somebody, you're getting too close to something. And no, it's like Greeno. Greeno was wanted, but yet there was so many people, and I keep telling these people, they're going to be questioned because they were friends and they were seen and communicating with Greeno and Sean Harmon and all these people, and on all these videos, they all communicate through social media. They were actually calling each other on the phone. So them people legally could be charged with aiding and abetting a fugitive. That depends on how far the authorities want to take it. But if it's true what these guys are saying and they belong to some gang or club or racket or something like that, well, now we're all on high alert because we know how the system works. We know how their little thing works. They're not happy about it, but that is the way it works. I try and tell them, just like when I was younger and used to get in trouble all the time. Hey, you do the crime, you got to do the time, or you got to pay the fine, or you got to do the probation time, where you're on probation or whatever. And what gets me is if Greeno would have went ahead and went to the authorities or whatever, I bet you they would have gave him house arrest or something, but he chose to go on the run. And that made him a flight risk. So he was probably going to have to stay in prison or jail or whatever if they caught him. I'm waiting for him to do a photo bomb right in front of the police department that says they have him locked up. I don't know. But be careful out there. Everybody is on high alert. The guys around here, well, they shoot first. and ask questions later. It's not, you can't do that. Oh, they can, and they will. You know, that we're protecting families, children, our lives. You know, so be safe. Look at how beautiful it is. A couple busted trees. I don't know if you could see them that are leaning over. Them are from the storms we had a couple years ago. Came through here. Ah, what a beautiful scenery. I think I got the best apartment uh, in the place for views. The rest are all surrounded. You can't see anything outside. This one apartment all the way at the end. I got the sunset, beautiful sunset videos. You got to be careful on YouTube. All these, there's an infamous lady running around on YouTube called Lana. This little lady is causing so much trouble. I'm trying to find out who it is so I could just see this. Who is this beautiful little lady going around causing so much trouble? I don't know. Well, these women today, they're crazy. So I did get rid of some of my mods. I didn't need them all. Why do you need 20 mods? I don't know. I'm a small channel. Nobody watches me. If they do watch me, one person watches me and they StreamYard it to Discord. And then millions are watching it, but I'm only getting one viewer in my thing. We're catching on to all their stuff. Now, could music have had a part in it down there? Well, some of these boys could have belonged to. I know a lot of people on YouTube are bringing up these country rappers or whatever. This war going on down there. I don't know. Could be. We'll find out. We'll see. What do I really think it was? I think somebody got a hold of the evidence, meaning somebody got a hold of the video that was released, and I believe they monkeyed with it. That is why you are seeing 4 or 5 faces inside one man. Okay. Now, if it ain't somebody has been editing the footage, then it's the devil. There's only somebody. It's got to be the devil. Who can shapeshift into 6 different photos in one? You can't. That means it was edited. Somebody monkeyed with that footage, and that would explain why the phone was pinging off all kinds of towers that night. They needed time to monkey with the evidence. That's what I'm thinking. Like I said, there was more than one involved. It might have been one mastermind. There might have been one guy that made the big baller, the shot caller, but it trickled down to the lower hand guys in their little ring or club or whatever, to cover up the mess or get rid of whatever. Hey, this guy ratted on us. He's a rat. We got someone inside. He's an informant. It could have been something like that. And of course, the police ain't going to admit that. Why? Well, because they would be sued. Millions and millions of dollars, millions and millions. Uh, this whole land thing, I think, is a diversion. Sure, maybe somebody wanted Ron Logan's land. But if you have half a brain, if they would have killed Ron Logan, you're still not going to get the property. You know, unless they had a deal cut with somebody to make paperwork disappear or whatever, and then they would have. But I don't see it happening. There's wills, there's family members. You know, I'm sure Ron Logan had a family somewhere. So the whole thing, well, they killed him and set the girls there to get his land. Well, it don't work like that, you idiots. Do I think a 70-year-old man did all this? No. I don't think so. No. Whoever was walking across that bridge had a problem. Some kind of a problem with their leg, knee, something. You know, a 70-year-old man doing all that damage, getting the girls to where they were without nobody hearing them. There was all kinds of people there that day from what they're saying, or at least what they first said in some of these interviews, and no one heard nothing. It ain't making sense. They're not buying it. You know, they're not buying it. I ain't buying it. I've been here in this apartment complex for a long time. Good 10 years, if not longer. I've seen a lot of people and a lot of drug heads come and go. And I ain't talking about sissy pansy cannabis. I'm talking, you know, heavy stuff that kills people. You even go around it. So I know that what's going on. It ain't working. These boys are in deep shit. I think someone that came into my chat the other day said, these boys messed up. They're in deep shit, and so are people around in Indiana and everything. Yeah, I'd imagine so. I would imagine so. Were the police involved or whatever? Well, yeah. You know, Anthony Schatz is a cop. When did he become a cop? You know, was this a sting that they were running and it went bad? That means they're liable for the death of them two little girls. And then that means lawsuits. They might not have been there. Anthony Schatz might not have been there. He might have. He might be from this area and moved to Alaska after all this shit happened and became a cop. We don't know. No, I don't have no beef with Anthony Schatz. I don't know him. I don't want to know him. You know, somehow he got mixed up into this. I have no idea. Probably Keegan. But I can tell you this much of ours. So that probably blew their minds. And that's when everything started going downhill, probably. They didn't want that information to get out, yada, yada, yada. You know, everybody acts like police and government will do no wrong. And that is not the case. You know, murder is the case that we're giving these people. Just like Snoop Dogg, Double OG. Murder was a case that they gave me. It was. And that's what they're going to give these people soon. They're just connecting all the dots. They're videotaping all these dudes. They're taking their voice recordings, their gaits, meaning I know a lot of you people don't know what a gait is, but the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they phrase things and everything, you know, Murder was a case that we gave them. It was. Can I get a double OG to the Snoop? Double G. Do I know Snoop Dogg? No. But he is one cool cucumber. So, Delphi, I bring in Mikey, go through him and his little thing, and I wonder if he was questioned already. He does fit the description. He does fit the, so does another YouTuber. That fits the sketch. That is a Vanner. They're also looking for Matt or Matthew. Social media, he goes by Maverick, he goes by Mav, he goes by a lot of things. That killed a girl years ago. So, they hide. I don't know. What do you want me to do about it? But like I said, you got to bring in some of the guys, some of these people, and start questioning them. And they're probably tracking everybody that Anthony Greeno was communicating with and everything. And Greeno might have just been at the wrong place at the wrong time. And these people contacted him or whatever. It could be. Or it could be there was a bigger thing behind it, a disguise or whatever. In order to edit that recording of Bridge Guy and the rest of it, these people would know how to have to edit it to where the normal person wouldn't hear it. See, it ain't making sense because the voice in the beginning of the footage is all crackly, poppily, static, crack, but then all of a sudden it stops and it's clear, and you hear the guy say the other phrase and it's a lot clearer. So something's up there. Something's going on. And why people were so thrown off was they were looking for one guy, Bridge Guy. They didn't know if that guy was an innocent guy. The girls were already killed. And somebody took the phone up on top of the bridge and filmed somebody coming down the bridge. Maybe a homeless person, maybe two homeless people that was waiting to go and sleep or whatever, or do their drugs underneath the bridge. And they videotaped the guy coming down the bridge and then edited all the rest of the shit in. We're onto these dudes. I think the government knows that. I think these dudes know it. They don't know because the evidence, and that's what I kept telling people. We don't know. We can make theories and assumptions on what happened, but we don't know because we don't have the full evidence. We don't have the, like a lot of people are saying, it was a made up killing. It could have been. The girls could be alive and well and were trafficked or something. There's numerous things, but until the police come out with all the evidence, there was no crime. And a lot of people are starting to think that. If they don't come out with crime scene photos and the rest of the video, this was all staged, created. Is it possible? Oh, yes, very possible. Now, am I saying that's what happened? No. I'm saying, is it possible for these idiots to make all this up so they can solve the case for the reward? Yes. Very possible. Was it all done to get propaganda and exposure to that area to bring out more people to the bridge so they can turn it into some kind of a tourist thing or whatever to collect money? Yes, anything is possible. But I'll tell you this much, the police department is between a rock and a boulder because the big boys want the proof. We want the evidence released that there was a crime, a gory crime, a massive gory crime that they claim they got detectives seeing psychiatric people because it was so gory. We want proof of that. And we want footage and we want all the voices that were on that. It ain't making sense. Now, my other theory was the killers actually videotaped somebody coming down. And when you are hearing guys, he's actually talking to dudes that probably were up on the bridge filming. He didn't know about it. It's possible. I'm giving scenarios out and theories of what's possible that the girls could have already been dead before Bridge Guy came walking down. And people just, they don't want to believe it. Nah, it was one guy. All right. Another thing, what kind of an idiot would commit a mass bloody murder and then leave the same way he came? If it was as bloody as they're talking, there would have been blood all over him. He would have had wet clothes. I don't even think he entered the ways of the bridge. You know, did he know the girls were there? He could have known. He could have been called. Hey, the girls are going to be there. Kill them. Somebody ordered him to do it. You know, it could have been. We won't know. We are hot on it. And if it's true what they're talking about, they all belong to a gang or a society or a YouTube community. They're all involved in it. And that means, gentlemen, oh, yes, they can be charged with conspiracy to cover up a double murder. And they're so whacked out on stuff that they don't even believe it. You can't lock someone up for harboring to help someone escape a double murder of children. Yeah, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. That's called accessory to a murder. So these boys are all whacked out, and it makes sense if they're talking meth, heroin, and so it all made these boys are all nut jobs. So what do? Nothing. Hunker down. There's nothing we can do. They want us to call in. Most people are calling in, but they tell people, you never hear back from them. You're crazy. Take your medicine, whatever. Yada, yada, yada. Nobody is. I'll tell you what, it was the perfect storm. It really was. You have people saying that there was 20 to 30 kids there, 30 people on the trail that day. Okay. Now all of a sudden they're changing their story. At first, when the case broke, there was 39 or 49 minutes of video and recording, but it was too gory for anyone to see. Minutes, not seconds. Now they're saying, well, there's only 49 seconds to the video. That's bullshit. Excuse my language, Lord. Somebody is in the works here of covering up something. And if the police don't release all the evidence and footage, they got nothing. There was no murder. It was all staged, a scam to try and bring money into the town, to try and bring money into these YouTubers' pockets, gangs, whatever it may be. People are fed up with it. Everybody's fed up with it. Everybody's fed up with it. They're going to have to release the crime scene photos and all the recording. And I think the big dogs probably will be coming in and say, get the hell out of our way. And we'll release all the evidence that they have. Here's the thing. Here's the kicker. If they did not know who it was, okay, and they actually wanted the citizens to help, okay, they would have released all the footage and the crime scene photos. This is what these sick people did. We need your help getting them. But they didn't. Something is up with this case. And murder is the case that we're throwing at these babies. Life. No parole, nothing. Possibly death sentence is the case that we're giving them. And that's it. There ain't nothing. They can blame me for all kind of, you shouldn't say it's a hush-hush case. You're the one that did, whatever. Show me the evidence. Show me the footage. I'm tired of this hearsay bullshit. Excuse my language, YouTube. It's all hearsay. In the court of law, it'll get thrown out. Unless you got DNA proof that wasn't staged. Unless you got cold proof that there was a murder, meaning photos of Abby and Libby with blood splattered all over the place. Then you ain't got a murder case. You got nothing. They got nothing. They're talking about this power crap. I don't know. These people messed. They this is a Zodiac all over. But it ain't one guy doing it. You understand there's a difference between this case and the Zodiac. The Zodiac was one man. You understand? This case is many. We're not dealing with one Zodiac. We're dealing with 50, maybe 100. And that's where the police went wrong. And I told, don't mess with something you don't know anything about. These guys could be a hit team for a club, a cartel, whatever. Don't play Zodiac killer with more than one Zodiac guy. And there is more than one. Was it Keegan Klein? Sure. Was it Kurt? Was it Carr? Was it? Sure. It was all of them. Was it even Sean Harmon's name was brought up as a suspect. He boot scoop boogied out of Indiana fast. Anthony Green, all these dudes in the videos I watched were labeled as suspects and their names were brought up and they were questioned about the case, even Michael Catt. Now, we've seen these people numerous times on their channels. We've seen these guys on other people's channels. All these people saying, if you need help, call me. If you didn't, come visit us, come that. We don't know if Anthony Greeno's in prison or somebody's hiding him out. We're not sure. We don't know. It ain't my business to pry. I don't pry into people's businesses. At least I didn't used to until someone asked me to get involved in these crime cases. But then I'm kicking myself in the butt because all I did was play music, and that was it. So I'm thinking that's what it is, a stage setup. I'm thinking the DNA that they had didn't match what was going on, meaning it was planted. And the DNA they did get wasn't from Bridge Guy, it wasn't from the area. It was probably from somewhere else. It's all making sense. Now, to me, it is. It's a scam. Everything is a scam these days. And if they wanted our help that bad, they should have released all the evidence. They should have released the crime scene photos, all the video, and said, we need the public's help. These idiots that did this are running around amongst your community. Now, I've seen videos where they said that there was 20 kids out there that day, same age as the girls. At least 20 kids out there. Okay, what happened? Was it a giant trafficking ring? And to divert people, they killed 2 of the girls and kidnapped the rest of the people? Or whatever, trafficked the rest of the kids or whatever? We're not sure. We don't know. We don't have all the evidence. I watched the video last night that said they thought that there was 20 some kids out there that day. The same time that the girls got dropped off. That's why they thought the girls were being dropped off, was to hang out with all these people. What happened to the other people that were there? Where'd they go? There's people saying they don't even remember 2 girls being out there that day in some of these videos I'm watching. That some of the witnesses said we don't remember seeing any girls on the trail that day. You know, this turned into the perfect storm for these idiots down there. It's a mind bender. They've been working on a mystery, baby. And they all should be brought in. This is why people don't trust the authorities anymore. Is stuff like this. You know, you got these YouTubers shooting junk up on YouTube in front of everybody, in front of children, everybody, and this is the police's witnesses and information that they went off of. Can you believe this shit? I can't believe it. I just can't. A bunch of heroin meth heads are the people that the police took information from. Yeah, it's all making sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. I think the police know too. They messed up big time. For one, in FBI training, CIA, anything like that, you got to do every research on a junkie. You don't ever take any information from a junkie unless you investigate it to the T to make sure it's true, because they could be in some kind of a psychotic state, meth fueled heroin, and I think that's what's happened. They screwed the pooch. Sad, but true. Will we ever know the truth? Probably not. This would be like a dang Kennedy thing. Maybe in 100 years. We got to track people all the way to Australia because they were involved with Anthony Greeno and all the rest of these YouTubers and everything. This has gotten bigger than what they thought. That's why I hope they do bring in 60 more police or 100 investigators on this. This is why I hope they bring in the FBI and CIA and Homeland. This is an invasion from other countries right into our own through social media and stuff. I'm just disgusted. I really am. I really am. I don't make a dime off nothing. If you do research on me, I don't have no Patreons. I don't have no snip snaps, patty whacks, chitter chats, whatever, super chats or whatever. I'm not in this for money. I'm in it to get a piece of ass of these sick bastards that are allowed to go around and do this to our children. That's what I'm in it for. Not the money, not the fame. I was famous the day I was born. I'm a child of God. Now, you people wanted entertainment. We gave you entertainment. Although it might be a little bit more gory than what you wanted, but that's what sells in this sick country. Is mayhem, chaos, disaster, fights, cursing, swearing, praying to a Satan, witches, demons, child pornography, trafficking, drugs, cartels. Yeah, greatest country in the world, ain't it? Well, you people keep on doing what you're doing, and we'll keep doing what we're doing. You take the high road and we'll take the low road, whatever you want to do. Don't matter to me. I'm done with this madness. Let's see whoever collects the $360,000, and then we're going to investigate their asses. How did they come up with the $360,000? Well, $325,000. We're going to see what kind of connections these people had to authorities, to certain people, for them to collect the $325,000. I don't know. The Masons are being investigated. Everybody's being investigated. Because these people listen to a bunch of meth heads. hallucinated. I've been there before, boys. I'm like Alice Cooper. I've seen it all and done it all. You don't want to be doing shit that'll make you see meth monsters, shadow people. And it's true, it does. You know, but it is a figment of your imagination. It's the drug working in your brain, which meth is actually battery acid. Don't these people understand? These people think speed is meth. No, it ain't. The speed that these pilots take and these people take is not Gatorade. I'm under attack by something. It's these witches. It's these people that claim that they're angels and they talk to angels or whatever. No. We're going to get these people. What was I saying? Oh, no. The speed that people did back in the day, pilots, our military guys, Hitler and stuff, that was a different kind of meth than what you people are doing. That was a different kind of speed. The speed that you people are doing today, you might as well go out and scrape your battery terminals on your car and snort it in your nose. Because that's what it is, you idiots. The same chemicals that they're using to make street meth is battery acid, corrosion. That's why it looks the way it does. That's why it does the things it does. It's poison. Thank God some of you quit doing it before it totally liquefied your body. But I feel sorry for the law-abiding citizens like me and the rest of you that we stay home. We don't go out and look for trouble. We don't go out and get wrapped up into idiotic things. You know, we don't go out and kill little girls, I'll tell you that much, or little boys, or anybody. Because we live in this world where we were raised, where family was military and we're under God, and you pray to God. You don't pray to Satan. Satan is bad. I don't know where it went wrong. I don't know whose bright ideal it was, but if they turn this country over to the right guy, I can guarantee you it's going to change, and it'll be gory and it'll be ugly. But in the end, it'll be worth it. We've just let America go too long without giving it the love and the attention that it needed. Like a parent, like a child, we failed to go ahead and parent America. They left clues in the press release. Has everybody changed over this case? Yes. This case has changed everybody that watches it, the Delphi case. So for these police to get on there and say, well, people, we know because people, the way you've been acting since the murders, everybody has been drove nuts over these murders of these two little girls. A mass psychosis was created by these people, and they think it's funny. You know, even the Sheriff Carter said everybody knows that it's about power with the killer. No, it ain't about power with us civilians that are trying to help get these nut jobs away from our children and society and neighborhoods. We can easily turn the TV off and say, good luck, world. We're going back to caring about me and mine. And the rest of you, who cares? But ever since they told me you got a bunch of kids, you got grandkids, you got this, you got that, well, I changed my life. Now I care. Now they want me not to care. All right. I can not care very easily if they ever catch these idiots. But what kind of an American would I be if I just said, well, I don't care that 2 little girls were slaughtered? I got 2 girls and I got grandgirls and grandkids and everything. If something like that happened to my family, I would want someone out there to lend a hand, an extending hand to try and solve it or help. It's heartbreaking for these family members in the Delphi case. But the more we investigate this case, the more it points back to the families were knee deep in crap. And probably that's why this happened. We're not sure yet. And I got no beef with the families of the 2 Delphi girls. But for one, what are you people doing dropping off your 13-year-old and 14-year-old daughters in the middle of nowhere with no supervision? Who's the idiots? I got to go. My blood pressure is starting to get high. Now, let this be a message to the parents out in Delphi and surrounding areas. Do not drop off your young teenage girls in the middle of nowhere and not supervised. Do I have to do everything in this country? You people are you're flocking right, but they're doing exactly what these people want. They didn't get caught the first time. There's no patrols out there. There's no police walking around, maybe an undercover or whatever. But yeah, don't be bringing your kids and dropping them off in a wooded trail for them to go unsupervised. You're just asking for trouble. Now, once again, I have nothing against the Patty family or the German family or any of them at all. My heart bleeds for the grandmother and the parents and the mother and the fathers. But who's the idiots in all this? Are you kidding me? If I had full control of my kids and they were that age, especially my 2 daughters, my daughters are grown and I'm bitching because I don't want them around men. You'll get married when you're 50, honey, and I don't want you touching anyone comes around you, you tell me. I can imagine if I was around when my young daughters were 13 or 14. I don't think I would be giving them the freedoms that I know are bad because I've seen the real world. I've been around once or twice, as they say on the streets. So we're all the idiots for thinking that we live in such a great country that nothing could ever happen. And it bites us in the butt every single time. Now, I got to go. I got more shoveling to do outside. I bring them in and questioning them. Along with the rest of them. Oh, Christ. Now, you folks have a beautiful day. It's sunny out. It's cold, but it's sunny. The day after the storm. When are we going to get back to normal, huh? In this country? When? We should have been focusing on stimulus packages, trying to keep the inflation down, but that ain't working. We need more. We need another stimulus check. I don't know. You folks have a good day. Be safe. My apologies if I upset anybody. And my apologies to the German family and the Patty family and all them for all this madness. My heart bleeds for them. It really does. I know what it's like to have a death of a family member all over social media and YouTube. It's happened to me. Now, in that last breath of mine here, I'll be back later, maybe. I don't know. YouTube's driving us nuts. An addiction. All right, people. My apologies for getting upset, but it's just you go round and round with these people. they've strayed so much off of the case, you know. It's unreal. Do I think it's a child ring? Possibly something went wrong, or somebody, a gang, or catfishing or whatever. Yeah, I think it's bigger than one guy. And Abby and Libby are not the only girls that have died out there. They're all linked together. They all grew up with each other out there. They all went to school with each other out there. They all know each other through social media. So I'm not buying it was one guy that did all this stuff. I ain't buying it. Show me the proof that it was one dude that did all this. And then I'll say, okay, makes sense. Now I can see how that guy did all this. Makes perfect sense, but I don't think it was one guy. All right, folks, you have a great day. Be safe.